So, Coach, what are you guys' Thanksgiving plans?
Well, we get here at about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning as coaches, and then we'll start breakfast and meetings with the players at 8. We'll get them out here a little bit earlier, not 6 o'clock in the morning. They're thankful for.
Yeah.
We'll be out here at about 10:30. We'll be done at 12:30. We have a team meal at 1 o'clock. We'll be out here around 2, and coaches and players that live in the area can go home to their families and have an opportunity to still celebrate Thanksgiving, get back on Friday, and refocus on San Diego.
What's it mean for you to have a practice on Thanksgiving? It hasn't happened in a couple of years here.
Well, I think, the thing is that the most important thing is, you think back to when I don't care if you played football in high school, college, or professionally. When you were young, you looked forward to playing mud football on Thanksgiving. Somehow, some way, that's what most of us did, and those were great days and great memories. And so then once you get into the other things, the high school, the colleges, and whatever, you want to be able to play on Thanksgiving. Our guys have earned the right to do that, and I think they're excited about it. Thanksgiving, to me, on top of all the things we have to be thankful for, is also something to look at and say, with Thanksgiving comes football. If you look at the games that are on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, including ours at 4 o'clock here in Spano Stadium, it's an exciting football weekend.
And you get to play at home. I mean, it's kind of a big. I mean, after losing the 2 games before last week that you lost, did you think there was any shot that you guys would be playing at home?
Well, I didn't feel real good on the plane, but I just, I'm coming home from Ogden, Utah, but I knew we had to win at home. And, those are some of the things we're going to talk about tomorrow. As we set goals that we want to be undefeated in the state of California. Well, we're 3-0, but now San Diego gets a second chance at us. And we wanted to be undefeated at home, which we weren't, but now we can be undefeated in the postseason at home and give ourselves an opportunity to continue to play.
How is San Diego different or better than when you played them the first time?
Well, I mean, I'm sure their confidence is rolling pretty high right now. I mean, they're playing really extremely well on defense. They're a healthy, well-rested team because most of the time those guys are out of the game in the third quarter because you look at the scores that they've won by, they're pretty impressive scores. So they're going to be fresh. They're not, we've lost players. They have not. They have the opportunity of played us this year. It's tough to beat a team twice in the same season. But all those things go into you got to play the game. And this is another game where both teams should be emotional and we shouldn't really care about who the competition is, and neither should they. It should be more about getting to the next round, the next opportunity, and the only way you can do that is to win this one.
Seems like health's been a big factor for you guys, especially with your offensive weapons this year. And it seems like you guys might be as healthy as you have been since kind of early in the season. Where are you guys at?
On offense, we're healthy. I mean, healthy as we can be. There's guys that are nicked up that'll play. Defensively, we are a nicked up football team. Whether guys are playing or not playing, there's a lot of guys that really can't practice that play on Saturday, and it just doesn't allow you to be as sharp as you'd like to be as a football team. But you love the courage and you love their want to, and they're going to give everything they have on Saturday, and we got to live up to our end of the bargain. And when both sides of our team decide to play the same day, wow, we'll be a sight to watch.
After giving up, I think 48 last week, what are some things you guys need to shore up on defense?
Let's not give up 48. They were all touchdown passes. That's probably a pretty good place to start. And everybody talks about pressure, and everybody talks about you got to get the quarterback. Well, we tried. We did everything Saturday, and none of it was real successful, except when you look at third downs, Northern Colorado was 2 out of 9. And that was really the difference in the football game. So as much as people want to critique or criticize our defense, which is easy to do when you give up 47 points, but the bottom line thing is those 2 out of 9 third downs won the football game for us.
Comparing, I was looking kind of at just some things last year, this year. I mean, were you guys that much worse than you were this year, last year, except for the turnovers?
Turnovers is the difference in last year's season to this year's season, and the ability to, and I think the ability to finish drives. I mean, truly finish drives. I think, you can play at Portland State and you don't punt. You play Northern Colorado and your first 5 possessions are touchdowns. You score in the 50s 3 times. You beat South Dakota State, who is a great football team. Montana at the time everybody was thinking was going to have beaten Northern Iowa. We have our resume this year is pretty strong. And last year it was good too, don't get me wrong. But those 3 losses in the middle of the season led to a couple more losses at the end of the season. I think this team has got a little more resolve to them. And that's from the maturity, because like I've told a lot of people, a lot of these guys played through that last year. They were on this team, and then probably we didn't get enough credit for how experienced we actually are. And I think that really is the difference between last year and this year.
Kind of a razor-thin margin for error when you look at the whole regular season.
I mean, if you look at our numbers,
right,
our numbers are extremely similar, except for the turnover deal. And if you clean up the turnovers, those turn into touchdowns, which turns games into wins.
Got it. Any kind of thoughts on kind of emotions going into, you know, a home playoff game? Your first one here at Cal Poly, right?
Yeah, well, I just think, you know, that, you know, playoff games, you know, really when you talk about it, both teams are going to be excited to play, whether you're playing here or there. I mean, we went to Sam Houston a couple years ago and nobody gave us a chance, and we probably in the second half outplayed them. And if we would have scored on the one time they stopped us on 4th down inside the 5-yard line, that's a completely different football game. And that gets us to the next round too, which would have been the 3rd round because we had earned a bye that year. So being home, yeah, it's a huge advantage. Playing as many games we played in a row, that's difficult for us. But I also think that maybe the rhythm we got on offense on Saturday will carry over to the rhythm we should have on Saturday against San Diego. So I'm looking forward to being at home. I know it's a tough weekend as far as attendance, but we hope the community comes out and supports us. I mean, to be one of 24 out of 130 teams that are in the playoffs, that's a great tribute to this team. And hopefully there's going to be 16 left at the end of this weekend, and we're still one of those ones that are standing.
Thanks, Coach.